Good. Good morning. Good
How are
morning.
you?
Good. So, is my voice all right?
Yes, there's a bit of wind, but I
Okay.
can hear you.
All right. I'll
I
try
can
to
hear
get
you.
maybe
No, it's fine.
somewhere less windy. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So maybe we can start
Um,
now. Okay. I think Herman is
okay.
having a meeting.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
All right.
First, I think Anisio is joining. He said he was gonna join, but he was gonna be like
Okay.
in
Nice.
transit. Let me just send him a quick message.
Okay.
That
Sure.
we are live. But he said he was gonna be in the bus, so it might be difficult in terms of speaking or list. But he's gonna be hearing what we're saying.
Okay.
Um, let me just in. All right. Second. Oh, now what? Okay, scan. All right. Let me share my screen as well. Uh,
All right.
so so there's been okay. There's not been a lot of change from yesterday. Apologies about that. I have been working on it, but I got distracted with like a deadline yesterday, and I was gonna work. And I sort of passed that on the couch. Sorry about that. But
Okay. Okay. All
um,
right.
okay. Sorry. Oh, okay. It said I should share a link. Let me just share the link quickly.
Okay.
Copy link. Sorry, paste. Okay, sent it to him. He should join us shortly. But from yesterday, we've been talking about basically changing the on knowing the publisher based on the
Mhm.
message. And just to confirm, and I think I should have asked this
All right.
yesterday.
Hello, Anizio.
Stanisio.
Yes，
Um,
何荣，OK，现在这个
I don't know
channel
if
可能要先用。
oh, it's not Stanisio. Sorry.
Yeah, all right. So Anizio,
Oh yeah, he isn't
can
now.
can Anizio hear us?
I'm not sure if he can.
Okay.
He's
The
muted.
mic. I think the mic is muted for the Anizio. Hello.
Can you hear us? Okay, now it's unmute.
Okay. All right.
But okay, let me just continue. I'm
Okay.
not
Yeah.
really sure
Go
if he
ahead.
can
Go
hear
ahead.
us.
Hi, Anizio. Nice to see you again.
Oh,
And
he says he
thanks.
can hear us.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. So he may not be able to talk. Is that right?
Yeah, because of
Okay,
he's on the
okay, all right.
bus probably. Yeah.
So the yeah, but still, thanks Anizio for helping Victory out. I mean that was I think very good. The
Like
code
powerful
refactoring
stuff.
that was very
Yes.
helpful. Yeah.
Sorry
Very
for being late.
powerful.
All right, it's okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so for the contribution and the help. So yeah, so continue. Yeah, Victor, please go ahead.
All right. So, Mr. Adizio, I was trying to make a bit of some changes in terms of. So, one of the things we discussed yesterday was to make it such that instead of having a mission, um, it's the message sort of suggests the mission. So, if you remember the last time, I think what I did was, you have the ID, the channel, the pub. So, the idea is if there's a message, it's a publisher. If there's no message, it's a subscribe request. So the idea, so what I did here was instead of mission, I just changed because of the way the code is formatted. I just changed the type. So I'm like saying if there's no message, I mean if message one is none, this is a subscription request. And if there's something in the message which is pub, but I would need to refactor the code such that there's ID, channel, and message. So instead of this message should be the random random string generator. And I will work on that. But for now, I'm just trying to play around with the code such that if it's none, then just say this is a subscription request, and if there's a message attached to it, it's a publish request, right? And in theory, when the message comes in, it initializes the message, it also returns the message. There's a function to get the message, and I used message one sorry, I use message one because I think we're already using message here, and I wanted to avoid clashes. Um, and in the matcher function now, I'm saying, and this should not be there, but I left it there for now because I want to be sure everything is working right. So in this store match, I tried to put this here at first, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's working. But the idea is simple, store just that in, store just the subscriber. As the subscribers come in, just store them in the subscription list or in the dictionary list, right? And okay, I see where my problem might be coming from, but it's fine. If the if the node.message is none, then there was supposed to be this. Yes, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. And basically get the channel on C1. So I want to know what the channel of the subscriber is on C1 in the and if I see this is sub C1, yeah, and that's the what's AS? I'm trying to figure out what AS is, but also if the node.get message one is pub, so basically if it's a pub request, then C equal to I want to get the channel on C, and basically this is pub C AB, that's the channel on C. And oh yeah, that's the channel on C1 as well. And the idea is now go through the list in subscribers. I'm not sure if I should leave the C in. I took it out, but it also didn't work. So look through the subscription list, and then if N1, what is N1? Yes, if this N1 is the channel here is the same as the channel here, right? Then basically do something. And at this point, I think it's supposed to be publisher connect. But and if nothing, no match. But for some reason, it's not seeing this. I don't think it's going through this. And perhaps I'm not really sure what's going wrong, but in theory, yeah, it's basically not finding a match. And doesn't make sense. But I think it's in terms of the refactoring, the code structure, something is off somewhere, and I think it might have to do with perhaps I should have gone the route I did here, where there's a function to manage the dictionary, the sub request list, and a different function to store. To do the match process. And perhaps Anizio can help me with that.
The N1 and C1, right?
Yeah,
You
see,
trying,
yeah.
yeah, for the so get message one. Does it there is a type of message, right? It's a type of request, or
Yes.
it is the nature of the node.
So it's the nature.
It's not.
Oh, okay, okay. So this is it, right? So the idea is first, if the node, if the nature of the message from the node is none, which means it's not publishing a message, it's trying to subscribe. Basically, this means I'm trying to subscribe, sub request, right? So the idea is if that is true, then just add this to the dictionary, default dictionary. And I don't know if that's the right way to approach that in Python. Maybe that's why there's a problem down there, but add the dictionary. And then, I want to, sorry?
In the first if statement, right?
Yes.
So you are creating again a new dictionary.
So let me take this out. Sorry. Let me take that out. Let me take that out. Yeah. So it's supposed to be just like that, right? And
Well, I think Anizio is trying to say that it should just reuse what's already been created, right?
okay. Yep.
As opposed to create a new one, right?
I think so. Um,
So
I did try that, but again, I think it's an execution thing. It's not necessarily the flow. But I think what I would try to work on it such that the request is in a tuple format, where, um, for example, here you have ID channel, and the message is sort of being generated in here, but not necessarily outside the main function. Wait, what am I doing?
okay, all right.
But
All right, I
going-
can see that. So Victory, the main update seems to be that you are basically moving the type to the node, right? And
Yes.
try to basically, I guess but okay. But I'm still a bit confused. Is the node represent like a node, an entity, or an actual message? I think it's still an entity, right?
Yes, it's an entity. It's still
Okay,
an
okay,
entity.
all right.
Yeah.
So I guess the main feedback. I don't know if have you did you guys have a chance to chat yesterday?
No, we
No,
didn't.
okay, all right. So maybe this
That's
is also for
fine.
Anizio. Okay.
Yeah.
The first thing, I think the code structure, both Herman and I, we agree that the code structure now looks a lot better. Okay, and also it's more structured. The couple of the couple of feedbacks we had was one was it was the pub or sub should probably happen at the message level instead of the node level. Okay, meaning that each node can both publish and subscribe. Okay, it's not just a node is a publisher, for the rest of its life cycle, and or a receiver per se, or subscriber. Okay,
Okay.
so in that sense, right now the nodes are still being initialized, okay, as either publishing or subscribing, right?
Oh,
You
okay. I
see,
see what you mean.
you see.
Okay.
But what
Okay.
but what happens is a node should only be initialized with perhaps its node ID. Okay, and you also have to take into the account that when you are doing the simulation, you might want to allow a node to publish at some time and then subscribe at other times. You see, like alternating. Okay, this is what you want to do when you are running the simulation, and that can potentially be decided randomly. That's also fine. Okay.
Okay.
So as you are running through your main loop, right? I think you have that, right? I think you have that some in the main loop. You want to maybe randomly allow the nodes to subscribe, some of the times, and then publish some, the other times. Okay, and then see what happens. Okay. So does that make sense for Victory?
So, I
And
have
also
a question.
Anizio?
Yeah.
Okay, and Anizio, do you get what I just mentioned?
An entity that has the channel in which it needs to be sent to.
Also, okay, I think you mentioned something important. Yes. Also, you should not fix a particular channel to a node. Okay. Essentially, oh yeah, and Anizio, you might have to mute when you're not speaking. Okay, thanks. So, okay. All right. So I was saying that the channel also should go with the message. It should occur at the message level, not at the node level. Okay. You see, because I mean a channel, because a node, think of a node as a person, right? As a person, or as perhaps a device, right? And it's possible that, as a person, right, you might want to be receiving updates, right? Let's say about, okay, let's say this is a department store. You might be interested in, you know, like maybe some of the sales message, okay, discount message, right? But of certain products, okay, but maybe not others. Okay, so maybe you're interested in electronics, but not clothes, right? So so that means you can perhaps subscribe to like the electronics discount channel,
Okay.
right? Something like that. But at the same
Alright.
time, you could be publishing, you know, whenever you are chatting, right? You know, or you are trying to maybe find people around you. Does that
So,
make sense,
sorry.
Victor?
Yeah. So in theory, um, it's like a how do I put it? It can do both simultaneously.
Exactly. I mean, although at different times, right? Different
Yeah, it
times.
could be at different times from a
Right.
simulation perspective, but in theory,
Exactly.
a
Right.
device can decide to publish and can decide if it wants to. So, okay, it means in our simulation, then the only thing we are when we initialize the node, we are just saying we're calling node with an ID, and then it is in this node layer, it's either publishing, let's say, it's publishing every 30 minutes or subscribing every 15 minutes, something like
Something
that.
like that. Yes, something like that. And so
Okay.
you might also want to decide like how long your simulator will run for, in the sense
Okay.
that usually there's the idea of a time step. Okay, like you see,
Okay.
like you can define a time step as, you know, like 1 second. Okay, like maybe it means 1 second for each step, but it could also
Okay.
mean you know, like 1/10 of a second for each step. Okay, so
Okay.
what this means is that when you're running a simulator, simulation and you know, actual physical, I think there are two terms, simulation and emulation. But okay, that's just for the sake of, you know, simulator usually means that it runs on its own logical clock. Okay, which is different from our physical clock in the real world. Okay, that you see, I mean, because computer can run really fast, right? You don't want to run your simulator if it is simulate 24 hours, then you actually have to wait 24 hours, right, for it to finish.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
right, so you have this concept of a time step or a logical clock that could be running as fast as the computer CPU allows. But you define, you know, you define how much each click or each tick is actually, you know, in the physical world.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes
Makes
sense?
sense. Yeah.
Okay.
It does.
So what happens is you want to do for, let's say you are running 1,000 ticks, each one is a second, right, representing a second. Then at each tick, let's say node 1 and 3 are publishing, while node 2 and 4 are subscribing, for example, right?
Yeah.
And then the next tick, or maybe 10 ticks later, you know, someone else is subscribing, okay, or publishing, okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and Victor, is that okay? I mean, for this?
Yeah. It is. It is. I
Okay,
get what
okay.
you mean.
Okay,
Trying
all right.
to
So,
solve.
and also, Anizio, do you, is that all right? Did you get what I was saying? Okay. Okay. So I think if you have that in mind, then you will know how to adjust the current let's code structure.
Yeah. So I still have I still not very clear about the message. You said that we need the node needs to be initialized with an ID, right? And
Right. Probably just an ID. Yeah.
yeah. And now the messages, should they have the channels embedded in it?
Yes.
Well,
That's right. Yes. For
Okay.
every message, there's usually, it can be a publication message or a subscription message, right? And
Okay, yeah.
for each message, you always have the type, right? The channel.
Yeah.
And if it's in the case of a publication, you also have a message body or a payload.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But for the subscription, it's just the subscription type, subscribe type, and the channel name.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay,
All right.
that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that it does. It does.
Okay, all right. So that is what you want to simulate. Okay, and also what you would like each node to be able to support. Okay, in terms of sort of the function for each node, actions for each one.
Oh, so what they do with the message? They receive, or
So what they do with the message is right now simply to send the message to the matcher for
Yes.
it to be processed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the actual, pops up matching occurs at the matcher. So the matcher will record subscribers if it's a subscribe message, and it will try to match up if it's a publication. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And another thing to note is that right now, which is different from the current code, so that matchers only have to keep subscriber lists. It doesn't
Yes.
keep publisher lists.
Publisher list.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is something we talked about yesterday, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I will explain it to you an easier.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I guess any questions so far,
No.
or
not from
it's clear?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Good. So Victory, any questions from you?
For now, I'm fine. I think.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I guess for the our next step, okay, the next version, basically try to incorporate the feedbacks I just talked about, okay,
Yeah.
and then make sure that each node can both publish and subscribe, right?
Okay.
And the simulator also does that, okay? So the simulator would run and it would randomly, publish or subscribe for different channels.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
So that will be the next version. Okay. All right. So I guess maybe a little bit about how the teamwork now. Okay. Like to ask, what is your feedback? Do you guys find it now sort of working, that you and Izio, and I guess, is there anything you'd like to maybe get supported, or are there other kind of resource or feedback that you might need?
No. I think. I don't know. That's one easier, right?
Okay. So
Hello.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear us, Anisio?
Yeah, I can. No, but
okay.
I think it's directed to you. Do you feel like is it working, or?
No, absolutely. Personally, I think it makes a big difference to have help from a well-seasoned superstar. I like calling him a superstar, but
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
it does help to have because I think I told him as well, I think 2 days just before he wrote this code, the idea that sometimes it's a perspective problem. Yes, you have the answer that you're trying to solve. The problem you're trying to solve, but my approach to the problem was flawed, and I think that's where having a different perspective also helps. And so it is helping. It is really helping.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna speak to a friend again today,
Okay.
who I'm not really sure though. I think he's more into Java, but
Okay.
also
Okay.
see if what he knows, and maybe he'll be interested in the larger, vast, vast sphere or vast verse.
Okay. Okay. I see. Okay. All right. So yeah. So is the code now up in the public repo now? I mean, is it
Yes.
share repo?
Yes, I've put the link on. I put the link on Slack yesterday.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
but,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
So Herman can have a look as well, right?
Yes,
Herman,
yes. So
right.
I've not added this updated version yet. It's just the one from yesterday. But once this one is updated, I'll also put it on the Slack group and say there's a new update, to the code and to the source. Because I'm also trying to just like split them into, like, once this is running perfectly, then I want to split them into like different files, and then
Okay.
see how we can run them together.
All right. Okay. So I guess Victory, this is I guess the final feedback for today, which is I think right now you have great helps on the implementation side of things. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, as an overall progress towards maybe submitting something to the doctoral symposium on July, early July, July 2nd. Probably it's a good idea that you also start the other track of writing down your work and ideas. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, this is something that you can do side by side, I think, with the code implementation. And it also requires a different part of your brain. Okay. So so if you are doing something and feeling tired, you can always switch to the other mode, the other task, then alternating them. That will probably help, okay, in terms of being more productive. And and I think I would suggest to lessen your stress, okay, and also to make sure things will get done in time. I would encourage you to actually start on the writing part now. Okay, so this is a concept I like to share a bit about. What I learned from the book Essentialism. It's a great book. Is Anizio in the Slack channel now? I mean,
Yes, I am.
has access. Okay, okay, all right. So I think I'll also share this. Yeah, if you have time, you can also have a look. I mean, the book is called Essentialism, and it talks about how the essentialists, they would always basically they actually do less things. They do less, but they achieve more. Okay. So this is a bit counterintuitive, right? Because we're used to the concept of, that's putting more time, more effort, more manpower, okay, and get more things done, right? And yes, we are having Anisio, and this is helping our productivity. Yes, that's true. But let's say if you are adding even more people, to the project team, it might actually get things to slow down, right? You see? So it's not always the case, and you have to really think about what's the strategic, the important thing. And I guess one of the things is that you also plan ahead. Okay. You also plan ahead and focus on the essential part. So in terms of the submission, having a written draft ready is actually the essential part, right? The code, the implementation actually will be complementary to that. Okay.
Yes.
Although the coding is necessary, also very important, but basically the paper is what you will submit. So start a first draft, okay, now. And I basically like to hear some of the updates from our sync from now on. Would it be all right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be small progress, that's fine, even a paragraph or two or an outline, that's fine.
Cool.
But, basically update a bit alongside with your implementation, the paper brackets as well. Okay,
Okay.
okay, all right. So that's, I guess, any other questions?
No, sounds good. It's something I've
Okay.
been thinking of as well.
Yes,
but
and I think
now that
it's
you
the
bring
right
it up,
time.
yeah.
It's the right time, with
Yeah,
Anizio helping out. I think some of the time you should start on the paper part. Okay. All
Yeah,
right. So
sounds
let's
good.
talk. Let's chat on the Monday then. Okay. And
Monday,
Anizio,
definitely.
so are you able to join us? I mean, like this once a week? Is that possible for you?
It is. Yeah.
Okay, okay, all right. So I think for now, once a week is fine. And you always have the recording, right? We
Yeah.
record all our discussions. So, you can have a look and Victor can point you out if there are some important discussions.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So thanks. Thanks guys. And really excited.
Thanks, Shinji.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, to have you both of you working. I think this is actually a great combination, both the conceptual research part and implementation. So that's sync up next Monday. All right.
All right.
Okay. All right. Take care. All right. Take care and have a great weekend.
Thank you.
All right.
You too.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Anij.